What's up guys, in this guide I'm going to be teaching you how to build the most effective and accessible style of team to help you climb the ranks in Arena. This style of team works from early game all the way into late game, and I'll be showing you examples of each, so let's dive in. For any speed team to function properly, the first thing you need is a champion who provides an aura that gives your team speed in Arena. This can be an Arena only aura or an all battles aura. Two champions who are extremely accessible to new players that have proper auras are Spirit Host, a campaign farmable rare, and High Katoon, the 30-day login reward champion. The second thing you'll want to bring onto your team is a turn meter boost champion. Two great examples of such champions who are extremely accessible to new players are Diabolist, who is campaign farmable, and High Katoon, the 30-day login reward champion. Apothecary is another fine example of a turn meter booster, however I firmly believe High Katoon is a much better option. The third thing you want to secure for your speed team is a champion who can place the 60% decreased defense buff on all enemies. The most accessible champion of this sort is War Maiden. She can be farmed from campaign as well. The final thing you need is a champion who can do damage to all enemies on at least one of their skills. The most accessible champions who can fill this role is your starter champion. If your starter champion is not level 60, getting them to level 60 should be your first priority. Doing so will massively increase their damage output. And while it isn't 100% necessary, bringing an increased attack champion onto your team will also massively increase the damage output of your damage dealer. Once again, Spirit Host is an accessible champion who can bring increased attack to your team. Because there are only 4 slots in an arena team, having a champion who can fill multiple roles is very important. Now remember, it doesn't matter which champions you use to fill a role on your team, as long as the role is being filled. So if you don't have these exact champions, don't worry, just listen to what role they're being assigned and do your best to find a champion you have access to on your account who can fill that role instead. And if you don't currently have a champion to fill that role, consider farming one of the champions I mentioned at the start of the video from campaign to help flesh out your team. Alright, so let's take everything we just learned and put it all together. This is my alternate account. It's a free-to-play rares only account. I haven't played it in a while, so I've downgraded down to Bronze 1. But we're going to look at this team. It's got 2 legendaries on it, but we're not scared because we know how to build a team. So here we have High Katoon filling our speed aura lead role, as well as our turn meter boost role. So she's doing 2 jobs at once. Next we have War Maiden, who is our decreased defense champion. Then we have Fanatic, who is our increased attack champion, places increased attack on all allies for 2 turns. That's his one and only job. If you don't have Fanatic, you can use Spirit Host, who can be farmed from the campaign. They do the exact same job. And our damage dealer is Kale. His A2 attacks all enemies. That's all you need to do. That's all you need to know. Let's see how it works. We're faster, so we go first. And we kill them before they even get a turn. We'll just keep doing this over and over. Easy farms. Doesn't matter if they have legendaries or not, because our team has built well with synergy. Here's another team with a legendary. But because I have a speed lead and they have an attack lead, we are faster and we go first. We kill them before they even get a turn. Ooh. Now this is a scary looking team. Let's go ahead and try. I think we'll be faster, and I think we're going to kill them anyway. Oh, almost. Let's take it off auto. Riho Bone Spear did not die because of her passive. She she deflects debuffs back at the debuffer. That's why our War Maiden has decreased defense. Let's go ahead and kill Sifi. This is going to be a little bit trickier, but I think we can still win. Yes, he has tons of legendary champions, but our team is built well with good synergy. Because of that, we're going to win. See? And I know if you're new to the game, Ultimate Death Knight can be a little bit intimidating because he's so tanky. But because we have War Maiden to place decreased defense on him, it's going to give us a huge advantage. Now watch. So my Haikatune went first, did a turn meter boost, and placed increased speed on all her allies. Next, Fnatic is going to put increased attack on all my team. Then War Maiden is going to use her AoE decreased defense. Okay, so now they have decreased defense. So that means my Kale is going to hit 60% harder. Also, he has 50% increased attack from Fnatic, which means he's going to hit 50% harder. So you can kind of see how the synergy comes into play. Now, unfortunately, all three of these enemies are strong affinity against Kale, but I think he's built well enough that even if he weak hits, we should be able to kill them. A team built well with good synergy is better than having a team full of individually powerful champions who don't synergize well together. Now let's go over how you want to gear each individual champion. This is my Haikatune. You can see she's only level 15. I just got her just a few days ago. Here we are so day 30. No, so we're day 41. So we just got our Haikatune. She's still level 41, but it doesn't matter because she just needs to be faster than the enemy team. You can see she's in 3 speed sets. Okay, and not only is that, but she has speed main stat on her boots. If you look at her chest piece, we have a double roll speed on the substat. That's the only stat that matters for my Haikatune right now. The gloves, again, we have speed in the substats, 10 speed right here. When we look at the weapon, 5 speed. The helm, 6 speed. And the shield, 5 speed. This is the fastest gear I have on my account right now. It doesn't, just because this piece is epic doesn't mean it's better for my Haikatune. The rare with 5 speed on it is better than the epic with no speed. Similarly, if this common here, let's see if I upgrade this before, see what happens. So 4 speed. This uncommon piece of gear with 4 speed is better than this epic piece of gear with no speed, specifically for my Haikatune, whose job is to be faster than the enemy team. It's very important. So this 3-star rare piece with 6 speed on it is better than this 4-star legendary with no speed on it. So the important thing to note when you're gearing your speed champion is you want them to be as fast as possible. So her speed is 209 speed. That's how I have her geared. Now, next, let's look at the increased attack champion, Fnatic. Now, he needs to be the next fastest, so he's at 187. That's the only stat that matters is his speed. He needs to go before your decreased defense champion, War Maiden. That will make your War Maiden hit harder. And your War Maiden needs to be faster than your nuker. So our War Maiden, now she has 2 stats that are very important. Her speed, which is 185, slightly slower than Fnatic, and her accuracy. You need accuracy to land debuffs on the enemy. For early game arena, this is plenty. But to attain this, we have an accuracy main stat on her chest. This stat right here, accuracy with speed. And we have crit rate on her gloves with speed. Speed, accuracy, crit rate. These are the stats I'm looking for. Speed, speed, accuracy. Her boots are speed with crit rate and accuracy. So we need accuracy to land the decreased defense. Then once our War Maiden goes and places decreased defense on all the enemies, then our Kale attacks. Our Kale has crit rate gloves, attack percentage chest, speed on the boots. This is the starting lifesteal gear. I crafted this one from the forge, and this was from when you first download the game. There's like a little thing that pops up right here. You click on it and it gives you a weapon and a shield. That's the shield I got from it right there. So we look at his total stats. We have 182 speed, slightly slower than War Maiden. Crit rate is 92%. For arena, he needs to be at least at 85% crit rate because this skill right here has an extra 15% of landing a crit. Having more than that won't hurt because he's my campaign farmer, which 97% crit rate increases the chances that this skill and this skill crit as well. So extra crit beyond 85% will not hurt. And then crit damage, we don't have much. And attack, we don't have much. It's still a very early game account, but yeah, this isn't a crazy Kale build, but because we have the 50% increase attack, it increases his attack by 50%, and because we have War Maiden to decrease the enemy defense by 60%, it's going to make him hit 60% harder. Now let's jump over to my main account. Okay, so this is my main account. On my main account, I use Lady Kimmy to fill the same role that Haikatoon was filling, with a turn meter boost and a 30% increased speed buff. Okay, and she's in the fastest gear on my account. Obviously, this is a late game account. My champions are geared much better on this account than they are on my early game account, but you'll see the same thing applies. We have speed main stat on the boots. We have a chest piece with as much speed. This is my fastest chest piece on my account. These are my fastest gloves, 18 speed plus 3 with the glyph. The shield is 19 speed plus 4 with the glyph. The helm is 17 speed plus 3 with the glyph. And the weapon is 15 speed plus 3 with the glyph. And then I have more speed on my banner, 9 plus 3. I really need to upgrade this banner. But that's it. Her job is just to be faster and turn meter boost my team. Now for my decreased defense champion, I use Deacon Armstrong. Because he also has a turn meter boost. And not only is he boosting my turn meter forward, he's pushing the enemy's turn meter back. And then he takes an extra turn and places decreased defense. So this is kind of like a Haikatoon War Maiden hybrid champion. He's very, very powerful. And he'll also be acting as our speed aura lead, because Lady Kimmy's speed aura only works in Doom Tower. So next we have our damage dealer, which is Solus. His damage scales on defense. Now, because of this, an increased attack champion won't do us any good. What we need instead is an increased defense champion, and that's where Mithrala Lifebane comes in. On her A2, she places increased defense and increased attack on all enemies for 2 turns. This is going to boost my Solus's damage by 60%. So let's get the whole team together. We have our speed aura lead in Deacon Armstrong, as well as our decreased defense champion. We have our fastest champion, the turn meter booster. We have our damage buffer with Mithrala, and then we have our nuker. This is like my Haikatoon and my War Maiden. This is like a second Haikatoon. This was the equivalent of the Fanatic, and this is the equivalent of my Kale. Okay, so we're going to turn meter boost. Then we're going to turn meter boost again and place decreased defense. And then we are going to place increase defense on ourselves here so that our Solus smacks. Okay. Stoutest Dragonbane survived. That's not a big surprise because he's immune to decreased defense debuffs. And he has damage that scales off defense as well, so he's typically a pretty tanky champion. He's got Swift Parry as well, but it's not a huge deal because Solus's A2 has the chance to strip buffs. So we'll see if we can get that off there. Yep. So similar principle, just scaled up a little bit. Let's do another one real quick. I don't think this should be too big of an issue. So we're gonna turn meter boost and strip the buffs. It's a nice bonus that Lady Kimmy has. Decreased defense, increased defense on us to make Solus hit harder. And then we nuke. 142,000. It's about 100,000 more than my Kale was doing. I don't know why he's not using Arbiter as a speed lead, but that would have to be a very fast Arbiter for him to go first. And he almost did. Wow, look at that turn meter. I guess my Deacon is full too. Alright, so we're going to strip the Krisk buffs, or at least attempt to. Decrease defense. Increase defense on us. Oh, Arbiter cut in. And then we'll go with the AoE Slam. The only reason Brogni survived is because he had the Petrification debuff placed from Mithrala's passive, which reduces the damage he takes by 60%. So, gonna get rid of the decreased defense on Solus so he could hit harder, but it doesn't matter because Lady Kimmy poked him to death. So, you can see, I'll show you my Deacon Armstrong. I forgot to go into that. So yeah, I showed my Lady Kimmy. She's in the fastest gear on my account. Deacon Armstrong, he's the second fastest at 297, but also more importantly, he's got enough accuracy to land decreased defense. And he actually gets a little bit of help from Lady Kimmy as well, because when she does the turn meter boost, she also places increased accuracy buff. And then my Mithrala is fast enough to go after Deacon at 269. And then because Deacon pushes their turn meters back while boosting mine forward, the Solus is actually really slow. And you saw the enemy Arbiter cut in there on that last one. I can actually do with a little bit more speed on my Solus, it wouldn't hurt. But his damage scales off defense, so he's got 4.8k defense, and his crit damage is 250. Not an insane build, but it's good enough to do me the job in Gold 5. Let me know if you found this guide helpful. I know Arena can be pretty frustrating sometimes, so hopefully I was able to give you some guidance and steer you in the right direction. Anyway, thanks for watching guys, and until next time, happy raiding.